So naturally, a lot of people I think probably go out for brunch for Mother's Day or Father's Day. I'm not sure if that's like a special thing, but would you think that steak is too much?
For brunch?
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good question.
that's a
I
really good
mean,
question.
I guess it depends on the family or it depends on like how special the thing is. 'Cause, like maybe I guess like a good steak with hash browns or something.
Yeah, that's fair. And also another thing for like brunches. How many people do you think sneak away and just bone in the bathroom?
That's another great question that
Welcome
I have
to
no answer
episode
to.
8 of the Experience podcast, the
Ye-
Mother's Day
yes, it is Mother's Day
installment.
when this episode
It is
when Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Yes, this episode drops on Mother's Day. When you listen to this, when it comes out, it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I just said Mother's Day like 5 times in one sentence.
Make that
You did
6.
great, Gabe.
Thank you.
We should just say
Uh,
Mother's Day throughout this entire episode,
Every
just to make
sentence we
just
have
to make
say
sure that
Mother's
people
Day.
actually know.
Mother's
and
Day.
then someone can make a Mother's Day compilation of just us saying Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Exactly.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. This got really bad really fast. Anyways,
Moms. We wouldn't be here without them. We wouldn't continue on without the nourishment of the mothers. You know, they're kind of important. I'd even say underrated.
Underrated?
Underrated.
That is
They get a lot of praise, but it's not enough. That's my
honestly,
opinion.
That's a
I agree
nice
with
boy.
you. What a nice guy. This is
Very
clearly
nice.
a mama's boy.
Of course. Born a mama's boy.
But this is the experience. So, we're going to be talking about certain things that make mums especially interesting.
Special interesting.
Exactly. We are going to show you how easy it is to disappoint our mothers.
Yeah, just show them this episode. Simple. Two
It's
cents
yes.
profit.
It's just that easy.
I feel like all we need to do to disappoint our mothers is show them episode 7.
I feel like all we need to do to discipline our mothers is just show our podcast, period.
Just have them
say
look
we
at the
made a
YouTube
podcast
page.
and then instant.
Yeah, just a simple sentence of saying, "Hey, we made a podcast." Just and then you can audibly hear the face palm.
You just but she inquires about who you did it with. And then
Yep.
you tell them you're friends, and then she says, "Ugh."
Oh, I thought we
Great.
were looping back to like that bathroom question.
Oh dear God.
No.
Got real confused for a second.
Oh dear God. I understand. That's horrifying.
Yikes.
Can you imagine your
right.
mom asking you that?
Oh.
Just get home. It's like 10 o'clock, and she's just waiting at the front door. Like, so
It's like she's waiting at the front door in a chair. Waiting.
just got a chair set up and everything.
She's just like, "I've been sitting here for the past 3 hours." Like, wait, what? I've been waiting for you to come home. Why
know
didn't you
it's
say you
2
were
hours
going to be
past your
late?
curfew, right?
Who were you boning in the Applebee's bathroom?
I know what happened.
Tell me
Don't try to
now.
lie your way out of it.
It's like, how did you know I was at Applebee's?
Sixth
Always
sense.
know.
I can see what you see.
I have your eyesight. I thought you knew this.
That's
I mean,
scary though, isn't it? How mothers can just seem to know exactly what you've been doing, even though
They
she's
really do. You
nowhere
can be
near
the
you.
world's greatest liar, and you can't hide anything. Because they know. They always know.
Yeah, they know you too well. They know too
Yeah,
much.
and they even know beyond what you know.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's scary.
Like, have you ever just like lost something and you're like, you just
They-
can't find something?
They
and
know
then,
you better than you know yourself.
exactly. You ever like lose an item and you're like, I can't find it. You look for it for like an hour, and then you like tell your mom like, oh, I can't find my thing, and then she goes and and then literally the first place she looks, she finds it.
I know
Yeah.
it's bad.
She
Like,
finds
every
it
single
within
time.
2 seconds.
Within 2
every
seconds, every
single time.
without fail. I don't know how they do it.
It's not even
Like-
if you lose something. It's if they say, "Hey, can you go get this for me?" You spend like 15 minutes looking through where they told you to look. You just can't find it.
yep.
And
And
then
then
they
they
find
proceed-
it instantly.
They move one thing and instantly find it, and it's like,
In
wait,
nanoseconds, they locate
what?
it. It's like they could solve a Where's Waldo book in 5 seconds speed run.
I feel like it's
Where's-
because I feel like that's the reason why men need women in their life. We are absolutely clueless.
We can't find anything at all. And then meanwhile, the mothers are just like they know everything. They're omnipotent gods. They can
Yep.
just like locate. But then they're also like really overprotective as well.
I know.
You want to
Just
go
like-
It's just a mother
outside?
thing, I think.
Yikes!
It is.
That's not allowed. You
Yeah.
you could step in. You could step on grass. That's not okay.
You're gonna get green all over your shoes. But mom, my shoes are green.
Oh, you decide to go somewhere, but you didn't stay there for the 4 hours you were out like you said you would? How
Where did
dare
you
you?
go else? Like, oh, I just kind of went to McDonald's for just to eat something real quick. Like, how much money?
How
did you
dare you?
spend? $20. $20.
I bought the cheap meal.
I got the Happy Meal like you always said, and I didn't talk to any of the strangers.
Proceeds to have a mental breakdown over mom's rules.
I avoided eye contact just like you said.
Yep.
And then she's both proud and frustrated at the same time.
Yeah, they're always on the fence about that.
Having a child is wanting to hug and strangle them at the same time.
That's why I don't want children. They're annoying. Like if you
I mean,
really
like, I
ever
don't-
think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd want a kid. Also, I don't want to go through the hassle of having a child like me.
Exactly, that's the thing. I don't want to
It's
raise a
like-
mini me. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
Oh, dear
that's the thing
God.
is that yeah, kids adopt traits from their parents.
Exactly.
Oh, Aiden, shut up. Your child would be the best behaved.
Well, okay, I was
You know-
making an example for you guys, and then you
Mainly
just
Liam.
you instantly turn at me.
Out of all of us, Liam would have just the most abhorrent child. It would be a little nightmare that walks around.
I'll just
Oh.
pawn him
Little
off
house
on
on
Uncle
legs.
Aiden for a little while.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah. Good luck trying to take care of that. You think we'll probably grow demon
I
wings by
won't.
age 2 and fly around the room.
He just starts.
And can you
floating
even
on a
imagine
chair.
if I ended up finding a girlfriend and then eventually making them a wife that's like pretty much exactly like me as well? It's just
that's
double the
even worse.
dose.
You need to have a wife that's like polar opposite. Like you need a gender bent Liam as your gender bent Aiden as your wife, and then it'll kind of balance the chaos to be neutral. It'll be like a neutral, okay child,
Just an okay.
just an okay
Just
one.
the completely average child.
It doesn't
Just-
really
just
excel in
counterbalances.
one thing. It's just just all
Jack of all
balanced out to be
trades,
neutral.
master of none.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it'll be like the master of one very niche skill or something. Like it'll be like an excellent soap
Wood
carver
carving or
something.
something. Yes, soap carver.
I like that we both had the exact same idea of carving something.
Honestly, I was
Yeah.
thinking carving too. Actually,
Wow.
funnily
Wow. I
enough,
feel
I
like
was
this
also
is-
thinking something to do with carving.
Yeah, I feel
We all-
not even like carving, it's
Or
like
like
chainsaw
sculpting.
chainsaw sculpting or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that would
chainsaw
would
sculpting
like
marble.
Oh Jesus.
Now
we're
that's
that
just
is
getting
possible.
like more. We're just getting like more and more niche as we go. First it was soap carving, and then it was wood carving, then sculpting, then chainsaw carving, and now chainsaw carving marble.
Which is
What is the
possible.
most-
You just need a diamond blade. I
Where are
know
you
that
gonna find
sounds
a
like
diamond blade?
Minecraft, but you know, it's a real thing.
No,
Yo, new Minecraft update added diamond chainsaws, bro. Let's
I
go.
mean, it's modded. I
There
can
we go.
guarantee it exists
It
in modded.
absolutely exists in mod. What do you think is like the most niche hobby
I mean, chainsaw carving marble is pretty
with a
pretty
diamond
up there.
blade?
With
That's
a diamond bladed chainsaw. Yeah, that's
gotta
pretty
be
up
top
there.
10.
Grass
At-
cutting.
As a hobby and not
Yeah.
a job.
Yeah.
Even
Wait.
I mean, you could still like, cut other people's. Oh, but then that'll be a business. I guess a hobby is just putting.
It's a
some
job that you do
chemical-
for free.
It's a job that you do for fun. That's why it's a
Yeah,
hobby.
Grass cutting would be getting some kind of chemical that makes your grass grow like 5 times as fast, so you just cut it every day.
Competitive
rest of your
lawn
life.
mowing.
I bet you
For
I
the
can.
prize pool.
I bet you I can mow 500 square meters faster than you can.
Whoever can
And
mow
it has
an
to be
acre,
perfect too. Like you can't
perfect
just
length.
because if you like run, you know how like push mowers they like chop it up. It's not even. Like you
Yeah.
have to know the perfect skill set to.
You have to
mow
know the
your lawn.
perfect walking speed,
The perfect walking speed for it to be perfectly even.
as
And
well
you have
as
to know
still
the
beating your
perfect
opponent.
pattern of cutting the grass.
And also, you
Perfectly
only have a
straight
weed
lines.
whacker to cut it.
Oh,
You need a weed whacker for the edges.
Yep. And like the,
I'm
I mean,
actually
the
quite
easy
good at
mode
weed
competitive.
whackers. It's pretty cool.
I mean, they're fun. Like it's kind of fun to think about. Like they just cut a bunch of stuff, and it's just a wire. It's a wire
Yeah.
on a spool. And you just kind of extend it, and it just goes so fast. You know.
Yeah. You know, speaking of like weird skills, like everything I've tried, I get the hang of pretty quickly. I think my teacher said it was like what would like a physical aptitude for
Disability.
things? Oh.
Oh.
Wait. Physical disability? But he said he's good at things.
Go on.
Wait.
Yeah, it's like a aptitude for things. I can do them quite well. What's something
can
that
do a
you
lot of
guys
things.
can do well that
Wait,
is
so are you
odd?
saying that if you really wanted to, that you can get like good at competitive lawn mowing?
I feel like I could, yeah. I've cut enough
All-
lawns in my day.
All in for
I mean,
competitive
so have
lawn
I,
mowing.
except it's my own lawn.
Yep, I cut
Yeah.
an acre and a half with a push mower for 2
Yep.
years before we got a tractor. So I
I
feel like
remember-
I know how
I
to.
remember
Yeah.
we were on the phone once, and then your parents said, "Hey, Liam, go mow the lawn," and you just proceeded to groan for like 2 minutes straight.
And then he leaves for a solid week before getting back on. Like, hey, sorry about that.
He didn't come to school. He was,
Yeah, we're
he
still
was
mowing
gone
the
for a
lawn.
week. It's like,
He's
hey,
mowing
where'd
all
you
the
go?
grass
Did
in
you
the
go on
entire
vacation
city.
or something? No, I was
No, it's-
mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn.
What?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's
Like
I
imagine this
decent
game
sized lawn.
with a tractor that can go I think about 20 or so miles an hour. It took me like an hour and a half to cut the entire lawn with that.
Oh Christ!
Now imagine that with a push mower.
That's easily like that could be a 2-day job
It was like a 5-hour job. It
if
sucked.
you're efficient. Oh man. Yeah, I definitely think it's safe to say that you would be like a god at competitive grass cutting.
Yeah, I
lawn
learned how
mowing.
to do it faster and faster every time I tried to do it because it just
More efficient.
I was so sick of it.
I know, you groaned for 2 minutes every time. Your
every single
parents-
time. Like, oh, not the yard, not the cow farm.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
everything
had to
else.
push it off. I wanted to push it off every single time, but eventually it got so long that it would just like whack your ankles every time you tried to walk through it. My dad's like, "All right, dude, you got to cut the lawn now."
You gotta do it now. It's like,
It's
and
like,
you
can we
can't
at
even,
least
like,
have
you can't
another
even-
lawnmower for someone else to help me? No.
Yeah.
Yep.
no.
And
Yeah.
and especially was bad at that point. Like you couldn't even go really fast because if you did, it would kill the engine because
Yeah.
the grass was so
Because the
thick.
grass is so long, you have to go slow. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing about waiting
Yikes.
too long. It's like, oh, I don't want to cut it now, but if you wait too long, then you could barely push your mower through that. If it's like
Yep.
like 4 inches or taller at that point.
The
Yep.
problem is there was a time, I think it was last year, where it rained like every other day and the
It
grass was
did.
always wet. So you couldn't
was
mow
Wet grass
it for
is
like
even
a week.
worse. Wet
You
grass
literally,
is the
I
worst to
literally
mow.
could not mow my lawn for like a week and a half.
Okay, wet long
And it was
grass is
so
the worst to mow.
unbelievably long. It took me like almost 3 hours to cut all of it. And I don't have that big of a house.
He does not have a big yard, people. It's
I
3
don't.
hours is impressively long.
Yeah,
It was
I can imagine.
very thick. I think the lawnmower stopped once, actually. I wasn't even going fast. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I have an electric lawnmower that I use, and that thing, like, especially when it gets long, it just stops all the time, and then you have to start it up again. Like,
I don't have an electric one. I have a gas one.
I have a gas one that's like older than me.
I
Yeah,
mean,
an
I'm pretty sure the
ancient
one I
swear
have
it's
is
like-
older.
lawnmower.
Yeah, my dad got it at Sears when he was like 30 something. It was
Ooh.
So it's
he's
at
like
least 20
50
years
now,
old.
so
It's at least 20 years old.
Yeah, that's an old lawnmower.
yeah. The
But if
thing
it works,
still
it
runs like a
works.
beast though. It's weird.
Thing's
I
got
mean,
enough
if you
horsepower
take
that
care
if
of
you
it, it
modified it
was-
just slightly, you can use it as a car.
Put a turbo on it.
Yeah, put a turbo on it, and all of a sudden you're
Turbo
entering
lawnmower.
NASCAR races riding a lawnmower. Not even a rideable lawnmower, just a normal push mower on racetracks.
You start up the lawnmower and you just hop on top of it.
Yeah, you just like, can you imagine that you're
You're
just
like
like in this race, everyone
skateboarding.
else is in, everyone else is just right, or you go to a go-kart track and you're just like, hold on, I gotta start up my custom built, and you just start ripping the cord.
Jeez. Yeah,
I mean, go-karts do have lawnmower engines.
they do.
Yeah, I mean, you actually can modify a lawnmower to be a go-kart.
You know what
So
the
what if
best
you
part of
actually-
that old lawnmower is?
What?
We don't even take care of it. It was
Wait.
like for the entirety of the past like 5 years, our lawnmower was just sitting out in the elements.
Oh, not even
I-
a tarp over it?
Nope, and we haven't changed the oil once, as far as I know.
And it still works.
It still runs like a beauty.
That thing is a beast. That is a top-tier lawnmower.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is a
Like a-
beast of a lawnmower.
If
Hats
when
off
the
to this
world
lawnmower.
ends, that is the one thing I want as a weapon. Is that lawnmower, nothing else.
Yeah, and the thing is, it sips gas. It like doesn't even chug it.
So it's
For-
very light on it too.
Yeah, it's very like I put like a liter of gas, and it lasted me like the entire summer.
Wow. That is a good mower. Isn't
love
this
how
our
we've
Mother's Day
literally-
special? Why are we talking about cutting grass?
I was just about to say, we just talked about lawnmowers for the past 10, 15 minutes.
Welcome to the experience
where we
where we
quite
go off
honestly
Talk
don't
about
stay on
anything.
topic.
anything.
Talk about literally
think
anything.
This does tie into Mother's Day because we cut our grass for our mothers.
Exactly.
chore.
Yes. Woo.
Yes.
Connections.
Connections.
So
there
we-
we go.
Yes.
All the chores that we do for them. Or as well as like if you own a dog, they like pick up the dog poop in the yard.
Nah, just run that over with the lawnmower and just
Run that over with the mower. Yeah. Just gonna
It's like,
say.
I don't want to pick that up with gloves and a bag. Ugh. I'm just run it
Ugh,
over with a mower.
let me just
And
like
then it just
chop
makes
it up
more
into
of a
little
mess.
bite-sized pieces. Just chop it up into bite-sized pieces so that just you can't even see it.
just spray it across your ankles.
Aw, that's disgusting.
Oh, can you imagine the smell of that when you walk back inside?
Mmm,
permeate the
fresh
whole
cut
house.
grass and dog ass.
It's
Yay.
very pleasant.
Yay.
It's like a full course meal of smell.
Oh, Oh dear God.
You got the meat and
Do you ever
vegetables.
do you ever see the like the dog turds on like city owned property, and you're just like, I can't wait for someone to walk in that.
Yeah.
I've
Oh
done it
wait, the
once.
thing.
It's
But the
bad.
thing is though, is that city people don't use push mowers; they use ride mowers. Never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I kind of debunked that whole thing.
Bruh.
Sad
Congratulations,
now.
Aiden.
Good job.
I shouldn't have
Proud of you.
debunked my own thing.
Debunk. Yeah, what are you trying to do? You're like a really bad myth buster. You're like that flat Earth documentary that debunked themselves.
Except with dog poop and lawnmowers.
Rideable lawnmowers. Yeah, no, it won't sprain your ankles. You
Kind
gotta
of
ride
negates
one.
that whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But like to tie back into what we were talking about originally before we got into lawn mowing, what's one thing that you guys think that you can do exceptionally well that other people would be like, how? Like, how did you even discover this talent?
Oh. Hidden talents, huh? Do I have
Yeah.
any talents?
I don't really.
Oh.
I wouldn't say
Disappointing my parents.
a hidden talent.
Exceptionally well. Like 3-star every time.
3-star, man. Go
I
up
wouldn't.
to-
Okay, I wouldn't say I
Exactly,
have
because it's out of
any.
5, I'm still disappointing people.
There we go. Perfect still.
Oh wow, this man's a genius.
Wow.
Anyways, Aiden.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have any hidden talents that like no one else is good at. But for society with a lot of computers, there are a lot of people who come to me about the simplest things of a computer. Like I can like they come to me and it's like, "Oh, it's not loading or whatever." And I'm just like, did you do this?" And they're like, "No." And they do it and it works. And I'm just like, "Oh." They're just like, "Oh, okay, thanks."
You know,
It's like,
for
"Yeah, cool. I
society-
did literally nothing, but you're welcome."
you know, for a society built entirely like on computers now, and the new generation has only known computers their whole lives, there sure are a bunch of technologically illiterate people out there, like way more than you might think.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's an astounding number of them.
Like literally the entirety of our elementary school, I swear.
Like everything around you is computers, and you don't know how this certain stuff works, or you don't know what this part is. Like it's just like kind of necessary, I'd say.
Yeah. The sad
And you
thing
don't
was
know.
I was the guy that everyone went to when their mouse froze, when all you needed to do was just unplug it and plug it back in. No one knew how to do that, apparently. Even my teacher walked up to me and said, "My mouse is frozen. Can you fix it? I know you can do that." And I'm just like, yeah.
Bruh. Just
Yeah, here,
unplug
let
and
me show you
replug
how
back
it's done.
in.
Yoink, plug back in. There you go, it's done.
Works.
What fixed it?
It's like, oh my
actually, it
goodness,
was just
you're
my voodoo
amazing.
magic,
It's
not
like,
magic Mike.
no.
Thank you, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm secretly a computer magician. If you would like to hire
yeah.
my services
Tech
again,
wizard.
shows business
Like,
card.
I wanted to say that I was technologically literate, like a pretty decent guy you could go to with technological problems, up until my last laptop humbled me so fast. For all you people
And
that
then you're like,
don't know about my laptop, my old laptop decided to kill itself 3 times.
Yeah, that sounds right.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was about 3 times.
Yep. And it was like a
Yikes.
bomb just waiting to go off every time I wanted to power the thing up.
Like kill itself like
like-
in blue screens or just like not turn on?
No, just kill itself. The fan would just whir like crazy and die.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
he would just be sitting in the middle of class on this behemoth of a computer, by the way. It was like an inch thick.
Wait, what brand was it?
HP,
HP?
baby.
HP.
I can picture the exact laptop you had too. Like those
Yep.
thick
Oh, man.
HP ones. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It also weighed like 200 pounds.
Gave me a
It
good
was
workout
so
every time I
heavy.
wanted to take it to school.
Yeah.
Dang.
Anyways, he pulls it out. He's doing some work in class, and it just goes black in the middle of him writing a Word document. He didn't really have anything else open. He had like Google open with a couple tabs, and that's it. And it just decided, no,
To die.
I'm not working anymore. It died in the middle of of class while he was working on something, and he's like, "Oh crap! I think I just lost everything." So I'm like, "All right, let me see if I can do anything." So I had my computer and we were working on it. I got it to what did I get it to do? I got it to like open, but it would not get past the login function. I was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do here." Proceed to take it home, and he's like, "Yo, so my computer's kind of like
Dead.
parents." Mother just straight up yells at him, "What did you do?" Because I was on the phone with him. Because I wanted to know if he could get it fixed or not. Or, I mean, I basically on the phone was telling him, "Dude, just buy a new computer. It's How long have you had this thing? How long did you have it?"
Like a year.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all it takes, actually, which is funny enough.
I've had my laptop blue screen numerous times in the middle of comp sci. Just for no reason. I literally did nothing, just in the middle of typing something, and it would just blue screen. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is
Oh,
why you
it
don't
got
buy
funny.
cheap laptops.
Yeah, and it got to a point with my laptop that I would almost welcome my screen going black because it just happens so often. Just like my screen goes black and the fan starts whirring, like, old friend, how have you been?
It's like the new homepage
Haven't
for your
seen you in about
laptop.
3 hours. I thought something was wrong. Like I would get skeptical if my laptop worked longer than it should have.
It's like, oh, if this goes on any longer, I have fear that it might just burst into
Like
flames.
you played like 5 Snake games or something. You're like, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
And then you just get paranoid of your own laptop.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is gonna explode sooner or later. I'm just gonna turn it off now.
Yep. It was so weird, and because the first problem that laptop had, it was just me being dumb. I never updated the thing, and it finally just so old that it couldn't run Windows 10.
Oh,
So we got that fixed. It needed a completely new flash drive.
Yeah, and the best part is
I
this entire
neglected it
time
that much.
I told him literally all the time he pulled it out. It's like, dude, just buy a new laptop. He's like, well, it's fixed. And we're like, I don't care. Just buy a new one.
Yeah, and then after we finally got the flash drive working, it decided to work for another like 4 months,
oh, no
I
record.
think. Yeah, it was working, and I
Nice.
finally got used to it. And then Aiden came over to work on a geography project. I
Oh, I
plugged
remember
the thing
this.
in, and it
Mm.
killed itself, like grenaded the inside.
like literally he plugged it in. There was like a little
It was his final death cry before it. That was it was his breath leaving its body.
and Liam was just Liam in that moment was so terrified. He's like, oh crap. Luckily I brought my laptop. But that was so funny. Because it was loud. It wasn't quiet. It was
The
loud.
whole class could hear just.
This is at home. This is at his
I
house.
was at home. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, even
He
then.
plugs into. It's like he looks at me terrified. He's like, "Did you hear that?"
I can imagine
I'm
the
like,
shock in his
"Yes."
face.
It's like, what was that? That was my computer. I'm like, that's not a sound a computer makes.
It's like, I know.
He's like, you don't say. We proceeded to spend like the next 10, 20 minutes trying to figure out if we could fix it or not. It was past the point of no return.
Oh,
Yep, we
that was
we
the last
literally
of it.
brought it for warranty to the repair shop, and like literally, I cannot stress this enough. It was like half a year later, they called us and said, "Yeah, we can't fix it."
Oh,
it's the
It was
saddest story of a
bad.
laptop I've ever heard.
It wasn't 6 months. It died in, would you say October, Aiden? Like it finally breathed its
yeah,
last
around
breath in October.
yeah. Just
And
had
then
to
I
plug it in because it was a low battery. Turned
yeah,
it
and
on.
yep.
Oh.
And then we got the call in January.
Oh,
And then I got a new laptop
So
February.
like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Holy
damn.
crap.
that is. Wow, what a life that laptop had. It clinged on to what little life it had, but eventually it gave out.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in
Rest
peace,
in
Liam's
peace.
behemoth of a laptop.
The thing was, it ran like a beast whenever it worked.
Yeah, that's why I chose behemoth, specifically because it was massive, heavy, but it worked.
It
Like
worked when
anything
it
you
well.
could throw at it, it would work. Except, when it actually wanted to turn on.
Yeah.
You know what's
There's the
funny? Okay,
compromises.
there's a thing I noticed with you and your technology. It's always really beefy and does not break. At least for elementary and the beginning part of high school. Your BlackBerry and your HP laptop.
Both things ran like half decently. Well, the laptop ran amazingly. The BlackBerry worked.
It functioned.
Sometimes all
It-
matters.
Yeah, it was literally just a BlackBerry because I didn't care about anything else until I actually got an iPhone and I realized how bad the BlackBerry was. Yep. I dropped this BlackBerry so many times. Wouldn't break at all. Didn't even get a scratch.
The tough cookie.
Yeah.
It's like
And it was
like,
my
it's
dad's
like,
old phone too, and he literally dropped it from the roof of our house onto pavement. And all that happened was the back popped off and we snapped it back in place and it worked. It's like a charm.
It's practically a Nokia.
It basically was. Like, I am not
Jeez.
like, Aiden, you remember how many times I dropped that damn thing?
Yeah, literally, like, I swear it was every 10 minutes or every class, I would just hear, oh, my phone fell again. Just hear like a little clatter on the ground. It's like, you pick it up, look at it for 2 seconds. Nah, it's fine. Put it back in your pocket the same way. Falls
Like,
again.
everyone else would, like, if they dropped their phone, they'd panic. I hear, like, the clatter of my phone. I'm like, it's fine.
You know, I'm
My
gonna just
phone
leave it
goes-
on the floor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like leave it there. I'll come back for it later.
Yo, Aiden, you remember the time when I first got it and I realized that the BlackBerry was indestructible because I dropped it a few times and I panicked and I'm like, it's fine. And then in the
Yeah,
library
you
one time,
were
I
telling
was
me
like,
this story. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh
was
my
like-
god, is your phone okay? Is your phone okay? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. It's like you
yeah,
dropped it,
no,
like,
we were
3
literally
times.
sitting in the library one time and I take out my phone because they were talking about how cracked their phone screens were. And like, how does yours crack so easily? Mine is like indestructible. And they're like, yeah, prove it. And I literally chucked it and it hit a phone leg. Not a phone leg, table leg. It
Phone
clattered
leg.
and then bounced on like the linoleum 4 times. And then they're like, holy hell, why'd you do that? And I pick it up and turn it on. It's like, see?
I can only.
I was just sitting there laughing.
It's not out of character for you at all to just take your phone, like, hey, watch this, and chuck it as hard as you can at a table leg just to prove a point.
He's like, they were just like, all right, prove it. Liam's like, bet.
all right, Ben, you just softball wind it up straight into a wall. Check it out. It's still working
Yep.
fine.
Yeah, the only
Like,
thing
see,
that
look,
because
no cracks, it's fine.
Yeah, because I had a BlackBerry, my first one, and then it got replaced by another BlackBerry because the one and only thing that ever destroyed the phone was I
Oh, I
was
remember
playing
this.
bowling one time, and I nailed the screen directly with a bowling ball that in my pocket.
Mind you,
And Gabe,
Liam
you've played
throws those
bowling
balls
with me.
really hard.
I have.
My bowling
You got
swings are like
hard. Yeah, you got some hard swings.
yeah, it nailed the screen. Like I
Yeah,
even
like-
heard it. It was like and as it hit my screen, I'm like,
This is
Was
the
it
one
5-pin or
time he actually
10-pin?
panicked with his phone.
it was 5-pin.
Even then, those balls.
Yeah,
are
I took
dense.
out my phone and I saw the screen was spider webbed.
Oh,
I was like, oh no.
there it is.
The phone turned on.
But
the
the
screen
screen
just
was
didn't
cracked.
work. No, the screen just didn't work.
Oh,
Like I was getting
Oh.
notifications and everything. It's just the phone, it didn't work. We went to the repair shop, swapped the screens, and the phone was just unresponsive. We took it
Oof.
home and I opened the thing up. The battery was like, looked like a, oh, what do you call it? A parentheses.
Parentheses?
It looked like a bracket.
bracket.
Oh,
Like if
It
you
was
put brackets
curved.
around your phone, just
Yeah,
or just curved
it was just-
upwards or something.
Yeah, bent.
Bloated. Oh,
Yeah, because my dad brought it home and he's like, yeah, just take out the battery. You can now use it. Swap the battery on your phone. You get double the lifetime on it. You got 2 batteries. I plug the phone in and it's just like it's not charging. I'm like, huh. Then I take out the battery and the thing's looks like a C.
full 90-degree curve.
Yeah, it was interesting. I swear we still have that phone somewhere.
Just somewhere waiting
Yeah,
for its next lifetime cycle. Just
Yeah.
recycle the thing already.
just
Yeah,
take it to
I
Urban
wonder-
Mine.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just keep it as like a memento. The one
I mean,
thing
you could
that
do that
broke
too.
the BlackBerry.
The one thing is hitting as hard as you can with a bowling ball. That's its downfall.
And yeah, what was the funniest thing? It just broke the screen like nothing else seemed wrong with it.
Huh.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
I mean, my phone is like, it's not nearly like a BlackBerry sturdy, but it's fairly sturdy compared to other like touchscreen phones. I've dropped that thing hundreds of times. I've dropped it and stepped on it by accident. I mean, now that I think about it, I've stepped on a lot of my tech stuff.
You
I should,
have,
like-
and this worries me.
Maybe I should like watch where I'm stepping and stuff. I don't know why. Like
Yeah.
every time like you say like, oh, how many times I dropped the phone, I always think about. I'm not sure if you guys know that Vine where someone takes like their phone out of their pocket and then it drops and then they move their hand under to catch the phone and then in one swift motion take it out, drop it and then catch it and then put it up to the ear to answer a phone call. And I was like, it's the smoothest thing. And I just
Yeah, I've
imagine
done that a few
you've
times.
done
I
that,
had
yeah.
to learn how to use good reflexes with my Apple.
Yeah.
With my BlackBerry, I could be as like clumsy as I wanted.
The thing about Blackberries and Nokia is like those things are invincible to everything except bowling balls. The thing about like anything like if you have a Samsung or an iPhone, if you drop that thing, like if you're lucky or if you have a good case and you could drop it numerous times, but other than that, you drop it and it's done. It's kaputs.
I dropped my Samsung once. My S7 once. And all the damage it sustained was a little chip in the case. It was onto concrete, mind you.
I've dropped mine. I dropped my S8 on the concrete, and like I
But
said, I stepped on it.
that
and
is
dropped
literally
mine, so.
the only time I have ever dropped my phone. That is the only time. I have always either caught it or never dropped it.
I'm one of those people
don't-
that'll take it out of their pocket and then like it'll like start fumbling in my hands and I'll be like a cartoon for like 5 solid seconds, like trying to catch until it finally like eventually falls.
Eventually,
I'm
falls,
like
you
that,
don't
except
catch
I
it.
catch it eventually.
It just, but like the thing still works and like, oh, that's all that matters, right?
Yep.
It's funny how like your tech, like your BlackBerry and your laptop, is like very reminiscent of your personality type. It's like
Yeah,
it
how
belongs
so?
together to match. Thick.
Oh yes. How did I overlook that?
Oh man, I knew something like that was coming. I knew something.
Did you expect anything less?
No, not really.
Well,
And by thick, do you mean like the British word for stupidity, or thick as in my booty is like nice?
Wait.
yes.
What?
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 Thick? As in the British word for stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you call someone thick, that means they're thick-skulled. That means they're stupid.
British.
Yeah.
It was originally British slang, but it is like everyone uses it now.
Except
All
in a
right,
different
I
context.
learned something new.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
like, yeah, if you want to call someone stupid, you don't want to like right up to the face and call, so you're just like, oh, you're thick.
That's not gonna.
That's not gonna go well for many reasons.
You know what? Maybe just stick with stupid or thick-skulled. Or you know what? Double
Can you
entendre.
just,
Just say you're thick.
Can you just imagine you're getting into a heated argument with a guy in the change room, and you just like get up into his face and just say you're thick?
He's calling you like he's like actually insulting you, and you look at him and you say, yeah, you know what, you're thick. And he's so taken back by just sheer confusion that you just win.
That's how you win any argument. You just gotta call someone right dead in the eye, go straight up to their face and say, you're thick. And then walk away. That's how you win
Yes.
any argument. Guaranteed.
I'm sure if you called your mother thick, there would be many problems.
Oh, there's
yeah,
there's a line to draw. There's a line to draw, you know.
that is the line.
That is the line.
You don't call your
definitely.
mom thick. There's just no. Whether it be a British definition or something else.
The American definition, I feel, would be you got a problem if you called your mom that.
Or
any
you're-
definition, it would be a
or
problem.
you're from
You'd keep it-
Alabama, but that's besides the point.
Shout out to all our Alabama listeners.
Shout out.
Shout out to any Alabama people in Alabama listening to this, if there is any.
Oh,
We just
dear
get
God.
comments saying, "Oh yeah, you know what's up." It was like, "Oh no."
Get caught on. What have we done? We've expanded too far. Our horizons are too broad.
We need to close our viewer base.
Yeah.
we need to shrink our viewer base.
We need to shrink it. We need to purge our viewers. Stop listening to the podcast.
I feel like this is a terrible business model.
This is an awful business model. Please.
That reminds
please
me. Oh my God, have you guys seen the movie Mr. Brewster's Millions, or Brewster's Millions?
I've not.
Never heard of it.
Oh my God, it's about this guy who inherits like $300 million of his dead uncle's money. But to actually get it, he needs to spend $30 million in a month, because it's like he's trying to his dead uncle in his dying will wanted to teach him, to be smart with money. So, get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll teach you to learn to hate spending money.
Yeah.
And in one of the things, he runs for New York mayor off of his own money to like deplete everything, because running a political party is crazy expensive.
Right.
And his entire campaign was vote for none of the above. Don't vote for me. Don't vote for anybody else, because politicians suck. They're criminals. That was literally his entire campaign.
Oh, I gotta watch that movie. That sounds good.
It's actually pretty funny. It's on Netflix.
Ooh, all right. I'll put it on the watch list.
Yeah,
I feel like
the best thing is he pretty much won.
What?
Wait,
he
won?
won. Except he dropped out of the political thing
Oh, yeah.
because there's a clause saying that he can't have any assets that are worth any money at the end of it. He's got to like get rid of the
Oh,
money completely.
yeah.
So if he actually acquired a job out of the money he spent, that would be considered an asset. So he dropped out of the campaign. But the thing is, he was winning by a landslide.
Oh,
Like 90% of the votes were his.
dang.
Jeez.
That's what we have to
This-
strive for. We have to
The
strive
movie's
for
hilarious. You guys need to
reverse
watch
psychology and then just getting millions of viewers.
it. Don't listen to the podcast. Don't tell your friends.
Don't tell your friends about this podcast. It's the least funny podcast you'll ever hear, and there's no new episodes every week. That's Sunday.
But check on YouTube anyways, just in case.
I mean, like we're on YouTube. I mean, these are the platforms to avoid us. We're on YouTube,
Spotify,
Spotify, Google Play, Podbean.
Podbean.
Just avoid us on those. You should be good with your life. We're not just don't search up the Experience podcast anywhere or the EXP podcast anywhere, and you should be good.
And yeah, I mean, like, and click on Joe Rogan's.
Yes. Click. I mean, he's top result anyways.
Yeah, but we're actually number 3 spot on there now.
I thought we were number 2
Oh,
on YouTube.
yeah,
Last
we
time
are
I
because
checked.
the second slot is also Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah. So we're right at. I mean, we're right behind Joe Rogan. That's pretty good.
Like,
you
I feel
do-
like that was unintentional advertising. Anyone looking for Joe Rogan's podcast just gets
We'll find 'em.
blindsided by us.
They're like,
That's how it
oh,
should
what's
be.
this? What on earth is this?
And then the morbid curiosity will come and they'll kill the cat. They will die listening to this podcast. Their final moments of their life will be listening to this episode.
That's how I want to go out.
Re-listening to all our no, I want to die in the middle of recording an episode.
Like, I want you to hear
For
my
comedic
cardiac
effect.
arrest on the microphone.
And then Aiden and I will just continue on like nothing happened till the end of the episode.
But meanwhile, this happened like halfway through, so we have like half an hour of content left to create.
Yeah.
Yeah, and title
it's
it
better-
Liam's
yeah,
Death
just-
Experience.
And we'll just like continue on with like an exact replica clone of you. But only people who actually listen to a full episode will know that the real you died last episode.
Like, you take bits and bobs from every single episode to try to create sentences.
Yeah, we're gonna be like Bruce Lee's last movie where he died like halfway through filming it, so they just like used cardboard cutouts for him and stuff to finish the movie. It'll be like the same thing. Where we're just kind of
Nice.
But
like
instead, we
splice
edit
our
it
sentences.
absolutely horrendously. So it's like, hi, Liam here. I am from the Experience podcast. So it's just horrendous editing.
The world's worst Liam's soundboard.
It's just us hitting buttons.
Just hitting buttons and just like laughing and pretending we're having a good time. But really,
Oh,
we're just in
Liam,
the
you're
world's
so
biggest-
funny. Oh, that was a real knee slapper, that one.
Classic Liam.
Ah, classic.
God, it sounds like that's the most depressing thing I think we've ever talked about so far.
And on the Mother's Day podcast, too.
Oh yes, how far
Oh,
we've
right.
strayed. I think we should get back on track with the mothers. What would they think of us? Do you think they're big fans of our podcast or just like listening?
Not
to
even
the last
close.
episode? Yeah.
Not even close.
You know what? Yeah, that is absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, because you show your parents the podcast, right?
They check it on their own accord, I think.
What did they think about the last one?
I don't know if they listened to the last. I know they've listened to the first one, but that's all I can guarantee. I'm not sure if they've actually like put the time to listen to the rest of the episodes.
They gotta put in the work or they aren't fans. All I
Exactly.
gotta say.
They got to be number one fans. I mean, come on.
That's another thing. mums will always, most of the time, support you unless you're being an absolute buffoon.
They're definitely like real supportive. Like they'll like if you want to do like a dumb podcast like what we're doing, they'll listen to every episode regardless of how stupid it is.
Yeah, mine don't.
Wow.
Okay, most of the time then.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom is supportive in like saying, this is good for me. I should go hang out with my friends, create a podcast, have some fun. But she wants no part of it.
That is still support. That is still
It is
something.
still support.
That is still something.
Just not like number one fan dedicating most
Not
of their
number one
lives
fan,
to
but
us
it is
fan.
some support, yeah.
As support.
I mean, of course I gotta support you, right? It's like
Yeah, if they don't, then they're not.
I raised this little gremlin and I'm going to make him successful, him or her.
I raised this gremlin.
It better be a pretty darn successful gremlin.
He may not look like
raised-
much, but he's mine, so I have to make do.
Exactly. It's my little gremlin. I birthed this. I'm gonna raise it to be good, I guess. Not like I have much choice.
That's another thing is that like when like everyone's like, oh, babies are so cute and everything, but like I mean, sometimes they're really not. But mothers will always say that you're a cute baby. No matter what.
A face that only a mother could love.
Quite literally.
That hurts.
Dude,
oh yeah, because I assume you were gorgeous upon birth.
Dude, I feel like
I was
when you
chubby.
I feel like when you were a baby, you looked like Sloth from the Goonies.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, like up until grade 8, I was like chunky.
Chunk boy.
It was a bowling ball, literally. It was.
That's how you cracked your phone. You
He used himself.
I used myself
in the vicinity of it.
Oh, he threw himself at his phone.
Full rhino charge straight into his BlackBerry on purpose.
The last time I had legitimate fat on my body, it was like the beginning of grade 9, and then beginning of grade 9, and someone poked my stomach and it absorbed their hand.
You just consumed somebody in the beginning of grade 9.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Tried to yank his hand out, but he just kept on swallowing him.
Just swallowed him whole.
Yeah, can't quite remember the dude's name, and I don't believe I've ever seen him since.
Oh, well,
that's interesting.
Well, I mean, I could see why you didn't see him since he's in you now.
Yeah, maybe that's why I've grown taller. Just I absorbed another human, and
you absorbed a tall guy.
Yeah, it's like consuming your twin in the womb and just gaining its nutrients.
Dear God.
Like the most metal thing.
Yep. Like Chuck Norris was an only child. Eventually.
He was actually supposed to be triplets. Consumed both.
Quadruplets.
Consumed all of them and became infused into one.
The best part is the doctors don't even know.
Can you imagine like being pregnant with twins and like one of them just eats the other one? That's like having a death battle and it's like happening inside of you.
It's the gulag.
Yeah. You just have the gulag happening inside. That's like the most metal thing, I think, in nature. Is that. Like if you consumed your twin in the womb, I don't want to mess with you. You'll consume me.
You'll consume me.
I don't want to be consumed yet.
Nice.
Word yet. Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Soon as the first opportunity he gets, though, you know, he's like,
And
yes,
you know what? My time's come. Just gotta
exactly.
say it. Just gotta say it. I mean, there comes the consuming part.
It's
It
like,
was.
well,
It's an eventuality. It'll happen.
everybody gets consumed eventually.
Dear God, we really need to steer away from this. It's the Mother's Day podcast.
Let's end the episode off with some more mother stuff.
Thank you to all of the mothers out there, especially
Yes.
ours who have raised us to become whatever we've become and
Yes.
made whatever the hell this
monsters we
is.
are. Yes, big thanks.
We appreciate you. Thank
Without
you.
our
Thank you
mothers,
very
there would
much.
be no Experience podcast. So you can if you're a fan of the podcast, you can thank them.
Also, be
If
sure
you're
to
not a
thank
fan
your
of the
own mothers.
podcast, you can also thank them.
Yeah. You can thank them for wasting your time. Send this to your mom for Mother's Day. If you don't have a Mother's Day gift planned out, you could just send this episode to them, send them this link or whatever, so they can enjoy it.
Or hate it and
or hate
ground you for even listening to such a thing, but
Yes, of course. Right. I mean, but yay, at least you're bonding with them.
At least it's a bond.
At least it is some kind of parental bond.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. We hope
Thank
you
you,
enjoyed
Mom.
the experience. Thank you, Mama.
Thanks for listening to the Mother's Day Experience podcast, even
Yes.
though we barely talked about moms.
Yep.
Well, you know how we work. Just trust me. It's there. Our passion for our own mothers is there.
Exactly. Everything that we've spoke on today has happened because of our parents. Yes, even the tech. It relates back to our mom in a certain way.
We'll continue this conversation for the Father's Day episode.
Yeah. That's going to be
we'll
one hell of a show.
Oh, I already know.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait for that one either. Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.